Uh-oh. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things, and man, things are getting, whoa, we're coming up on Leo season. I got too much stuff to do to be all freaking lazy and stuff like some people are talking like this season is saying. But I do understand the benefits of allowing and listening to your body and resting when need be. So everything's balanced, man. Things are getting crazy. I heard today, I live here in northern New Mexico in Taos, in a big part of the thunder. Yeah. I love verification, man. Aho. I should take the camera outside, man, and I could show you guys the monsoons that are passing through. It's pretty freaking sweet. So, the astrology's been talking for several months about how the laws and regulations, they're really going to start clamping down, and we're feeling the effects. And it kind of hits home, because I was about ready. They have plots of land north. Some have power, some don't, for about like just like an acre for like $3,000. And they've been selling trailers around here. So get like a 30-foot trailer, 40-foot trailer for like $6,000 and just put it on the land and start developing it, you know, as my little home, you know, my little safe place, right? And then they put out an ordinance. The gal sent me the email, but I never ever got it. And it was kind of a trip, because it was like, I look at everything as divine. If it's supposed to be for me, I'll get it. If something, that's why I'm like, my path in life is so narrow, and a lot of it's based on just people not wanting to grant me access, so I have to come up with workarounds all the time. So they want to make it illegal to live off-grid out here and live sustainable lifestyles. They want to make it so it's illegal, so they can come in and take all your stuff. Man, government got too big. And I'm like, who's going to be doing it? Because okay, I got to be careful about how I word things, because I don't want to be mean. Well, let me reiterate. I want to be mean. I don't want to get my channel dinged. So I'm going to try. Okay, I think a big part of what's going on in the world, on how badly people are acting out in the world, is because a lot of people, quite frankly, simple as this, Psych 101, they feel bad about themselves. It's no more than that. They let themselves go in whatever capacity, however you want to take that. We see it everywhere, you know, and they're trying to self-soothe, because like all the city and county and government agencies, they keep buying themselves bigger trucks, you know, and they don't even do the work anymore. It's all contracts, and these contractors, they keep buying themselves bigger trucks. And I'm just like, man, you need a stepladder to get out. You know, you climb in that, you need a minute, you're going to be okay. A lot of really unhealthy people in this world, man. And when people freaking are unhealthy, they feel bad about themselves. And when the people feel bad about themselves, they take it out on everybody around them. And they no longer are helping. You know, all these people, why did you get into this line of work? I just wanted to help people. I just wanted to be of service. I'm really a people person. I just run it. How many people have said that in an interview and got the job? And y'all freaking lied. You know? Because I've been around. I've worked in so many different organizations, Paradigm, university. I've worked in higher ed. I've worked in all of it. Corporate America, all of it. And the higher you get, the less people do. And the more they make. And the less effective they are. And it's all a pony show. And the cracks of society are getting wider, you know. I'm like, what are people going to do about it? You know, so that kind of blows my whole trip. But that's the thing, is these local governments, they are not coming up with viable solutions, because they're selling all the land to their buddies, and they don't got no solutions of where to put these people. See, not everybody wants to live in your cookie cutter freaking square buildings, you know. They don't want to live like that. People want to live free. People want to be free. I was listening to a really interesting talk today. I haven't listened to Bridget Nielsen in a few years. I used to listen to her when I lived in Oregon a few years ago, and she's got a lot of really interesting things to say. It's just when I listen to her, she verifies what I already know, and so I kind of went off a different way. And well, I listened to a talk with her earlier. It's Dan Winter's channel, and the talk is astral hygiene versus gray abductions versus Mormonism versus indigenous wisdom with Dan Winters. The only thing is that they talk about stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is stuff that I was talking about, like when I first started my channel, about people's DNA waking up. You know, to give you an example, my DNA, I'm indigenous to America. Part of me, most of me is indigenous, because I'm more mom DNA than I am that Greg DNA. Thank goodness. And then on the Greg DNA side, he's that Spanish, or that, not Spanish, okay. Mom is Spanish, Native American. And then Greg is, I want to start my music again, Scottish, and so I got that Freemason blood in me. That all that stuff in me, that, you know, that control, that secret society, all that stuff. I'm like, dude, you know what, good thing none of that stuff benefited me in life, because I'd probably be for it. If I was allowed to be brought into the club, I would just have gone along. I was allowed to. I worked at Creighton. It's like the 19th Jesuit rank, and as far as the ranked Jesuit university, it's like the 19th. I thought it was kind of interesting, and then it lines anyway, to go back to the lining of the DNA and people. But they were talking about some stuff that I haven't thought about that makes a lot of sense too. I always give credit where credit's due. And the hive mentality, and how they, you know, because some people, I'm like, dude, some people, I think people just are like, I think animal DNA and people can be fused, and personalities entwined and things like that. That's, I believe in a lot of things that people just would chalk up to be nonsense. And I believe in shape shifters. I believe in all. I've seen so much evidence. And I'm a sound mind. It's just, I can't be disputed. And because I'm willing to, because I'm open and receptive to all of these frequencies. See, so when you're willing and receptive to frequencies, they'll show you. They'll show you. So, it's that part of the song, the chant. There's a song that comes on the chant, and then it makes me lose my train of thought, but it's really fun to dance to. So they're talking about, the hive mentality, and how these hives have, like, the queen bee's white in these hives, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. But I mean, they just listen to the talk. It's worth it. You know, you put it in your ear. You do the dishes. You clean the toilet. You know, you bake cookies. You maybe make some pasta for the neighbor who never gets out. Kind of stuff. You know. Man, I'm ready for that world. I'm ready for people to start taking care of people again. I really am. I know that people are hankering to. They're really ready to. They want to. They just don't know how. I can teach you. I can show. I'm real good at taking care of things. I had some friends over, had some pals over today. It was kind of nice. They came over and watched. We were watching Big Bang Theory. They have 2 young daughters, and 10 and 14, And it's just, kind of, I love to watch people experience life through their eyes, and I get to interpret it. And it's just cool to be around people and have conversation. I would really love to do that. I want to live in like a compound type area where people can come stay, where travelers can come stay and visit and shower, do laundry, have facilities, charge your devices, get some good food. If you want, we'll have a garden. You come put your hands in the dirt, come work in the garden, and then live with lots of, because always like being around people. I mean, I never had a problem like living in the dorms and stuff like that, except for the alcohol, except for the boozers. I don't like them. I have trouble with that because I'm an alcoholic, and I don't even like dealing with it. It's just so, I'm like, I can't even believe I put people that being that annoying. I put people through that. And so part of my living amends is just not to keep doing that to other people. So, Tango came back again, dude, that guy, man. He's gonna give me, he just like stays out longer, but he knows where the food is and stuff. He ain't going out tonight. He's been in since this morning. He was at the door when I got up this morning, and he's been sleeping all day. So that's the thing, man. Out here, there's coyotes, there's dogs, packs of dogs. Life is brutal, and there's too many people that haven't seen the brutal side of it, and so now more people are going to start seeing that. I was just listening to a talk by Joni Perturi, and but between the powers that be, the astrology says that the hurricanes and it's going to be a wild season, with all the energy and you go outside. I just took a picture because I took Artie out right before I started this talk. You can see the electricity in the air. I look over, because I'm thunder child, man, thunder beam, man. I look over, boom, see lightning strike, which brings up a point that all these people live in this nomad lifestyle. You get one ground strike in proximity to you, that fries your whole system. And there ain't no place around here to freaking get repairs and fixers and stuff like that. So people really gotta pick and choose, where you want to be, man. This is it, man. It's coming to everything that we all been talking about it for 3, 4, 5 years. Some people have been talking about it longer. The Bible's been, everybody, it comes to a collective point. We're coming to that collective point of BS. That things got to change. Government got too big and they do too little. And that's all there is to it. And if you can hear that, that's the thunder in the background verifying what I'm saying right now. Hey ho. I've had to freaking just let things go for a long time. Because I have a lot of freaking, because I'll just start saying this is stupid and that's dumb and that's not effective. So I got a lot of growing up my own to do. I used to be a lot more principled, but man, it's a lot harder to hold my tongue with freaking 8 anthrax vaccines thrown through my body, and I've done a lot of things to heal, and I've come a long way. I don't know how much I don't know how I got ways to go, but people don't know how they lost their way. See, when I was younger, we had PE teachers that taught us the importance of being fit and exercising, and you got to at least move more than you eat. And that's how you stay fit. Is you got to work off what you consume, and people don't do that. And so it's hard for me to believe that people are working hard. When they come up, you going into your office, you're going into your boss, and you telling them how, every year you put on another 10, 15 pounds. You telling them how hard you're working? You can't. The whole world's a lie. And it's time for people to start freaking coming clean. Me included. People forgot they got a spirit. And I call this talk, you can't change nature, and it's like the last time Tango was gone, I was just like, you know what? I got cats that go in and out. They die sometimes. It's sad. People die, everything dies, everything has a shelf life. It's sad, just kind of, when you live in certain places, there's pros and cons to every area. The pro to where we live now is that me and Mom have been able to stick together with all the animals the last 4 years, pretty comfortable. Now things are changing. They're changing and so many people want to travel around. I guess I travel around so much and it just wasn't fun. And now people are like, because I live in a touristy area, people are everywhere with their little trailers and stuff like that. And I just want to ask them, how many houses do you own in different states? Can I go live in one of those while you're just out? You know, people, it's just like, you know, try living that way and you don't got no choice. And that's all you got. You know, but, you know, their parent, people don't think about what it's like to have to go through life with, you know, thinking about, there's a lot of people that take care of family members, man. And we're the people that are advocating for them. I'm right here. You know, why don't they have mobile units yet to go to the houses to give folks that have a hard time with extra sensitivities, you know, of all ages. It don't gotta be kid, you know, whether you're autistic on the spectrum, whatever. You don't like going out, you hate being around people. Have mobile dentists and stuff like that come to the house. You know, everybody wants, you know, there's all kinds of ways that people can do things to make people's lives better. But what do? They buy themselves bigger trucks and gives themselves pay raises, and then they, at the end of, everybody knows. Even if you don't know, even if you haven't heard, you inherently know that if you are given the opportunity to live a nice long life, that regret eats at people a lot. I've heard a lot of stories about, and we're all these freaking retired freaking military. Yeah, I was thinking about that off-grid ordinance that they're trying to put in place here to kill off-grid living. Because there's an organization out here called Vets Off Grid. I used to talk about, because I'd go, I'd see what they're about, but they got their own thing and going on, and there's not much room for me, mom, and the dogs out there for what they're doing. And plus, they used to go to the farmers market and, you know, have their jar for, you know, donations. But what they did is they got smart and they just went to some of these retired generals and lieutenant colonels and stuff like that and invited them out directly. So they don't even gotta see, they got the checks now. They don't even have to do the little jars anymore. That's what it's just like, you know, we're all these guys that are remorseful for all the carnage that they caused in countries we had no business being in, while us little people freaking, you know, played out your dastardly plans, and we're living with the freaking karma of that. I'm not speaking for them, because there's plenty of those guys that really don't. They like killing people and they don't care. That's why they do it. They get paid for it. So, you're working right now? Oh, right on. So, got some pictures the other night of the sunset. I posted it on my Facebook page. Look at all these. Look at my camera roll is so funny. When it says at the bottom, it's 51,412. But these are all the ones that I got the other night. They were freaking ridiculous, man. The sunset the other night, it was fire in the sky. There. That's why I keep, because I got all these pictures, I keep using them on my thumbnail. Except I didn't use one like that today. The one I used today looked like a smiley face to me. So, anyway. You know, I really try not to freaking picture how things are going to go, because people have free will. Verified by Thunder. People have free will. They can step it, you know. And you know what's really weird to me? I said this before. I'm going to say it again. Why are so many people that work in these local city offices, these county clerks and stuff like that, why are they so loyal to a beast that doesn't even know who they are? Doesn't even care. Maybe they'll get a placard, you know, maybe they'll get a little freaking award with their name on it or something, but it doesn't give a crap about who they are as like a spiritual being and how it, you know, how they feel and stuff like that, right? But yet they are the people that could help the people in the community But they've all become so withholding and inefficient that a lot of people you can't even get through. You can't. I've talked about my experience with trying to get food stamps last month, and it's just, I guess they want everybody to go sit in their line and stand and make them wait like the DMV. People are weird, man. People are just, we could have heaven on earth, but it's gonna collectively turn to freaking really nasty, gross stuff just because people feel like it. Basically, that's what it comes down to. It's just because people feel like it, because they don't feel like, helping people in a big, grand way. And they could, but they just don't want to. Haven't seen Carl in a while. I should probably send Carl a message, see if he's doing okay. Things are getting crazy. Yeah. Well, for today, I've been waking up with so much anxiety in the morning. Oh my gosh. Hard landings is what I call them, when my spirit comes back into my body. And I'm just reminded that, oh yeah, maybe this is the day that people will start caring about people more than money. Maybe this is the day. Because it hasn't been that day up until this point yet. I mean, when has it? When has the world collectively just been the living organism that it's allowed to be, while all the other living organisms were cohesively, congruently living in a peaceful way? How come people don't want that? That's the question what I want to know. What is so broken in people collectively that they want to cause harm and hurt to other people? And that's what I try to get to the bottom of. And so when I pound pavement, that's this heart space I'm coming from. There's plenty of other people that decode stuff and stuff like, and I don't got I got other stuff to do all day long. I do not have the time to sit, and things occur to me. I might look at them a little bit more. I know that there's a lot of stuff in those old movies, like Trading Places, predictive programming and stuff like that. And just, there's always the controller, and, and then there's the people that want to be free. And then there's the freaking controlees that are just like, I'm just, the hive mentality, like they were talking about, of, I'm just doing what I'm told. I'm just doing what I'm told. But if you didn't like what you were doing, you wouldn't. And people do, man. People are getting violent. They are. They're really getting violent. Violence is gonna, if it's not gonna touch you, you're gonna see it. Everybody gets their chance. Everybody gets their ticket to ride. Having human experiences is what it's all about. So when so many people have created lives for themselves where they live in this bubble where freaking nothing bad, you just, really? All that security, all that safety, all that comfort, really? And you feel so good about yourself, you want to keep it all to yourself? You got so many people doing that right now, man. But then look at it. I actively, I don't want to live wherever I live, and even if there's people around, I want our own space that me, mom, and all the dogs can retreat to. You know what I mean? Everybody needs their own private, and even furthermore, I'd like my place or my own little spot where I can retreat to. Usually I use my retreat spot is in when I drive. When I'm in behind the wheel. So anyway, I just wanted to get on and try it live. I thought maybe things would be better. I had internet connectivity issues. I had to call they call it the service line, but it's the script reader's line. I always have to preface my conversation with these people by letting them know that I'm not tech-tarded and that I have a background in IT, and I assure them that I've already gone through the checklist in which they're about to tell me, and then they have me do all the things that it's just stupid. Anyway, technology, people want to rely more on technology? No. Use what we got, and people really need to rely less on technology. I think Benny just locked himself in the bathroom. But they do. Like cards that don't work, and there had an instance, Tucker had an appointment tomorrow, and last week I called to cancel the appointment to make sure that somebody else can slip in there that needs to be seen, because there's like months wait times with these vets here, if you can be seen. And so so I called last week and canceled the appointment, and I got a text message notification yesterday reminding me that the appointment was tomorrow. And so I called, and I was like, okay, well, I called last week and I canceled my appointment, but then I got a text message, text notification. And then the gals was like, oh, I'm sorry you got that. I did in fact cancel that appointment. So we appreciate you calling, and I said, okay, I'd just like to make sure. And then this evening at like 5 o'clock, 5:30, I get a phone call, an automated reminder, yet again, reminding me about an appointment that I canceled. And I'm just like, man, people really want to go more towards technology with all of the miscommunications and just like, because, see, the thing of what people don't get is we, human beings, are technology. We are electricity. We disrupt. We create interference. We can create interference on other people. Other people can create interference on us. If the message is supposed to get out, the message will get out. If it's not going to, it will not. So, anyway, we are frequency, and people are going to start talking more telepathically. You don't even need it, How many times have you talked to somebody, your homie, your bromie, your homie, you talk to them and it's like, oh, you call them up and they're like, oh man, I was just thinking about you. I was just talking about you to somebody, or whatever the case. That's because everything is frequency and vibration. And I'm not real excited about how I hear other people explain it. I have a pretty good way of breaking it down to the lowest common denominator. And I got a pretty vast background in science, and read my description. It's all about, it's Virgin with Marge. Spiritual is spectrum, man. And people are figuring it out. And the people that are trying to make a lot of that, to maintain this hive mentality, they're scared, because there's more people that are wanting their freedom, because this human spirit wants to be free. It wants to expand. It wants to create. And it wants to create things that are gonna help people. It doesn't want to blow things up and cause destruction and strife and freaking break people's mental, dissolve people's psychology, and it's not. So that's not what it's about. We're supposed to just make this planet the best version that it can possibly be. Dress her up all pretty and nice and take care of her, keep her clean. We're the practitioners of this earth, and some dastardly evildoers have been running things for too long, and things got to change, and they're gonna use any means, but there's a lot of spiritual things that people can do to freaking thwart their plans. So it's getting good. I wonder if it's gonna crawl. There's a little sugar ant that's going. I always want him to crawl over my. Go up here. Crawl over my the webcam in the laptop, because I want to see the belly of an ant. But it doesn't. I've had bugs crawl over it before, but I want to see an ant do it. Anyway, it's probably not going to happen today anyway. So, things are getting fired up. We're in Leo season. There's going to be stuff that's chill, man, but depending on your aspects, man, it's getting heated out there. Was it yesterday I heard a guy yelling at another guy at the stoplight, I got annoyed at a guy today. Freaking I can't stand cutters. And so you have the people that cut past all the line, then you have the one guy that lets them all in. And that's what I was behind today, and I outwardly expressed my disdain. Anyway. Stay hydrated with water, not soda. hang out with some friends if you get a chance to, man. I was so happy a friend of mine got to have some high vibes this weekend, man. And that's what it's all about. It's just people hanging out, spending good time together, laughing, have a good time, brainstorming, coming up with good ideas, and then, implementing those ideas and making them happen. Yeah, I think one of the things that they've done to perpetuate their NWO or NOW, whatever it is, their control regimen, is that they did legalize marijuana. So you made a lot of freaking lazy people even more lazy. But like I was saying earlier, you got all these people that have their escapism and stuff, but we gotta find the work. We gotta go to work. People gotta go back to doing heavy lifting and stuff like that. Man, American citizens got way too soft. Like, figuratively, literally.